Hello, hope you're well. It's me, PJ, aka ShinRabbit, and I want to start off my YouTube channel by talking about a little game called Inscryption. Now, before I start this conversation, I just want to let you know about some small spoilers. Now, if you've not played this, I implore you to stop this video and go and play it now before you continue. Just make sure you come back. Right, now you're back. Let's talk about Inscryption. Now, over the years, there's been many games that have been released that mess with the player's expectations, that break the fourth wall. Games such as Undertale or Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, unfortunately, on a platform like YouTube, nowadays it's very difficult to avoid these spoilers or these twists, these turns. So when it comes to playing the game, you lose a little bit of that magic. Now, the only game that I can kind of remember playing where I did not get anything spoiled was probably Spec Ops: The Line. Now, that was a masterpiece that took this standard shooter and defied expectations and threw the curveball to being this almost psychological horror, horrors of war, which was not expected. And I'm glad that I went into that blind, because I wouldn't have had that experience that I can remember even to this day, and I still think about it and want to play it again, and purely because of the expectations that it shifted, the genre that we're so used to. Now, Inscryption is very much like this. Well, let's start with the basic summary. Inscryption starts as a roguelike, relatively simple card battle system, which is quick, with various cards, special skills. It gives the player many ways of approaching the battles. You can go from feeling like there's no way forward to drawing a lucky card, or having that special skill and completely changing the tides of the battle. But at the same time, it's just as easy to draw the wrong card or the wrong skill and completely throw the battle. There's so much more than a card game here. The scene is set in a dark cabin with a shadowy figure. He acts almost as your game's master. He gives you the narrative, kind of similar to games like Hand of Fate. That's the first thing that comes to mind. You've got these randomly generated maps laid before you, allowing you to take many different paths, which will allow you to unlock different boons, to find new cards, upgrade your current cards. Your goal at the end of it is to reach the end of the map, where you will find a boss. These are unique characters played by the game's master himself, and he puts on these strange characteristics. You've got the hootin' tootin' guy, or the crazy fisher, or the mysterious trader, and they all have these different abilities. And once you defeat them, you unlock these rare cards, and by the time you reach the fourth boss, which is the game's master himself, that's how you complete what I thought was the game. The atmosphere in this game is so intense. You've got these cold eyes staring at you from the darkness. This cabin, every corner is pitch black. You can't see what's in there, and it's quite scary. It's quite creepy. But the one thing you can do is you can step away from the map, from the table, and you can explore this cabin. And in this cabin, you find various objects, items, such as a clock, a squirrel that's holding a dagger, a statue of a fox or wolf inside a cage, and you think, what does this mean? And as you play the game, you unravel the secrets, and that takes me on to my next point. And the next point are these special cards, character cards, if you want to call them, and these are cards that will always be with you, when you find them, and they are cards that speak to you. So your first one is a stout, and he will give you hints and kind of give you a little bit of a clue of what's actually going on, and he will give you slight clues to how to solve the puzzles around the cabin. But it's also great because he speaks to you even during the battles. He could say like a quip or complain when he dies, or if you play a wrong move, he'll tell you about it, and it's quite amusing. I would say I was in the cabin for a good 4 or so hours, and I was coming so close to defeating the final boss. He killed me a few times, but I was getting better and better and better, and I was solving pretty much all the puzzles around the cabin, and I was thinking this is a good game, and I was having a great time. But little did I know that this was gonna completely blow me away with this chilling and intense mystery.
I think this woman's actually from Game Funa. She came to my door yesterday and I didn't answer. This time I'm gonna record it.
Once I finally defeated the final boss, we get access to these really weird live action video recordings of a guy who comes across some Inscryption cards, and he has a YouTube channel where he opens these packs up, and he finds coordinates inside one of them. He follows them, and it leads him to this floppy disk of an Inscryption game that was never actually released. And through these little clips, we find loads of secrets, like this secret organization or somebody who used to own it died and their soul's in the game. You know, you need to play this game multiple times to fully understand the story, and I tried to take in as much as I could, but there's so many secrets and curveballs that it is very difficult to talk about it after my first playthrough.
Someone is here. Fuck this. My phone's in the other room, so if I die before I can call 911, use this tape as evidence.
Then whilst I'm shocked and confused to the turn this game's taken with these live action videos, all of a sudden I get transported into this 8-bit world. Kind of reminds me of Earthbound or Undertale, and I'm going on an adventure. Now there is still the card game here, but it's not a roguelite. It's weird. It's so strange, and I can't quite express how it made me feel. That's why I feel a bit speechless now, because this is how I was playing the game. Now that was not the final curveball it threw at me either. I could be here for hours talking about each time the game changed and every twist it took, and the people that have played it yourselves, you know what I mean. We have multiple stages and multiple layers, and I don't want to go in depth with each one because it would take me all day. I would say it took me around 12 hours to get through the story. That was me trying to uncover as many secrets, find as many hidden details, find as many tools as possible. But I think that I have missed a lot, and in fact I know I've missed a lot. There was one puzzle in particular, I went off a beaten path and found these padlocks, and it was frustrating me, and I was trying so hard to find out what the meaning of these padlocks were. I spent like a good hour going back and forth to it, thinking, what is the secret to this? and I just didn't figure it out, and it was frustrating. But that's the magic of this game. That's why it forces you to replay it again. I didn't want to look on the internet. I wanted to solve this myself. Once completing the main story, I unlocked an endless mode full of challenges, and it was a little bit more of what I expected the game was going to be in the first place, and this is great for replay value. Just be able to enjoy the mechanics of the game and make it harder for myself and add new challenges and mix it up a little bit was so fun. Now, I didn't spend a whole lot of time in there. I'd say I completed 2 runs, played it for about an hour, but it was real great, and I will definitely be returning to that. And hopefully, maybe if you guys want to, I can get a live stream on. I can get Twitch. I don't have an account yet, but if you guys want to, let me know in the comments, and maybe that's something we can do. So, as you probably didn't know, I am playing this on the PS5. I ended the trophy score about 48%. That was a little bit of the endless mode as well afterwards. Platinum wise, I don't think I'll be able to go for the platinum on this because it's very difficult, especially the endless mode. I would say if you like this game, I would definitely recommend games like Undertale, Doki Doki, Eternal Darkness, games like that just mess with your expectations of a genre. So going back to the overall positives, great simple battle system. We've got a really interesting mystery that gets its claws hooked in you, and you want to find out what is going on in this story. Negatives or non-positives, I don't think there is many. I'd say there was maybe 1 hour in the middle where it kind of lost me a little bit. I think that maybe it was because I was so confused what was going on. But it didn't take long for me to get back into it and enjoying 13 out of the 14 hours I played this game. That's a win. I would say I'm a little bit of a trophy hunter, kind of. So the way I want to rate these games is kind of like a trophy system. You've got games that are magnificent. Some of my favourites would be a platinum. You've got gold, which is a great game. You've got silver, which is an okay game. It's got its good bits, it's got its not so good moments. And bronze, games I don't really like. So I would give Inscryption, my first game on my YouTube channel, I'm going to have to say it's going to be a platinum rating, because it's a game that I don't think I'm going to forget and I'm going to want to go back to. And it's kind of one of the main reasons I started this YouTube channel, because I wanted to talk about this game, and I hope now for many more episodes that I'm going to be able to talk about games, movies, media, and I hope you guys join me on this adventure. Juices, pieces, juices.